All right. Um, Thank you for talking about that. Those were great statements. A friend of mine always says, what a blessing it is to talk of things that are eternal. So those are statements that you wrote. Some of them might be very deep. So thanks for talking on a deeper level, or maybe not. But thanks for talking together. That's the purpose of our retreat, is to have students and sponsors talking together. And now we're going to have a little separation time. Students, you can leave all of your things here. Wait just a second. But sponsors, you'll stay here. And then sponsors, if you'll get out the magazine that you have, that's how to be a confirmation sponsor. Students, when you go to the parish center now, you do have to know the number that's on your packet. So by your name, whatever your number is, that's your table number. So you're going to be sitting with, I tried putting 2 PRE students and 2 SJS students. We also have some homeschool students with us too. So I want you to meet each other. So there's homeschool students, there's PRE students, there's SJS students. So you're going to get to meet each other. So please, students, walk out quietly and then find your table in the parish center. Thank you.
And sponsors, you have to put up with me. Boy, it's quiet in here. Take a deep breath. So, anyway, I'm just going to talk through, kind of what being a sponsor is. It's, it's kind of like being a godparent, if you will, back in the beginning, and it's kind of, it's a privilege. It's an honor to be chosen by someone being confirmed to be a sponsor. I mean, I must confess, I've never been chosen. I do have 6 godchildren, but to be they see someone who they choose to be their guide in the future. And it's something to think about. What can you do to help them on the journey of faith? And it is a privilege to be chosen, but it's also a responsibility. And so it's just something to think about what that means. I'll just talk from my notes here, then we can go through that, whatever I miss in here. But, it's it's like a baptismal godparent. You're a guardian angel, if you will. You have a 3-dimensional look at life from where they are. They have no experience, but you do. And you can add their experience to what you know and help them kind of put things in perspective. And, the beauty of being a godparent is that you're not a parent. And it's, your mom says, dad says, but when it's a godparent, somebody chose to be their parent, then all of a sudden you might be able to break through some of the defensive stuff in there. And it's kind of a really honor. So if they're young people do kind of get lost sometimes, and they start making bad choices and stuff like this, and it is something that maybe you can reach out and pull them out of it. Whereas the parents, they have other problems with that, and so it's a possibility there to be that one who could be there for them in a difficult situation. So be a spiritual guide. A guardian angel is someone who protects from behind a spiritual guide is someone who's leading ahead. And, there's sometimes they can point out where you're going. Frankly, I don't remember who my sponsor was. I think back in my day, it was just my godparents, which, those of you who might know Michael Thomason, his grandparents are my godparents. So that was a long time ago. They've been gone for a long time. But anyway, for leadership, it's help them be leaders, help you be leaders. It's something to that servant stuff that we talk about, baptism, be a servant leadership, a priest, prophet, and king, be, to show them what leadership is. What are you involved in? What is it that you are doing that, he's in the Knights of Columbus, she's in the Catholic Daughters, he's a lector, she's a Eucharistic minister. There's just a little ding, 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 ding that something that might be a little something to pull them in, and so to be there for them, to make a commitment, to see your commitment to Jesus, to help them can be committed. God does bless us, and if we're someone who's living the faith, hopefully you can talk about the blessings that you've received. I know I sure can. God he's been goofy, crazy with me, and I just think that, how did I ever get here to be standing in front of you? That's crazy. But it's been a journey. It's been a wild, wonderful life, and I'm just in awe. And it's something for all of us. Yes, we do have to suffer, but there's also great glory. You lose nothing by giving to God. You're a model of faith. You can be an assistant. Talk about safety. You have confidential conversations. This is not going to be repeated to the parents. This is something to be that person that no matter what happens, maybe they can call you out. Call you up if there's something going in their life that they just need some guidance. It's an honor, privilege to integrate faith and life experiences. And sometimes you might be able to say, well, this is why this happened to you. Help them make sense of what has happened in their lives. And maybe you give little things, well, if you tried this, that might help you a little bit. I found this to be true. When I did this, when I took something seriously for Lent, that, wow, I couldn't believe what happened after that. Or if I went to the Easter Vigil, or whatever it might be, just some little seeds along the ground there that could lead them on. Also, you could be a challenge. There's the spiritual works of mercy is a challenge. All those that, challenge and comfort, to guide, to pull out of a mess, all that. But sometimes confront the evildoers. You just have to do that. Show them what discipleship is. Show them what holiness is. Show what forgiveness. This world, so many people are just absolutely glomming on to something in the past, and they're just will not forgive, will not forget. We just have to, just kind of, can we let it go? Can you let it? We're all going to make mistakes. We can be forgiven. Show them where the confessional is. We can start over. That's a great amount of hope that we can give to the world. The world, we just, we're caught up in, I won't go into politics, but you can just see we're doing this. We're not talking to each other. We're not trying to find common ground. And, we got to keep God in the picture too. It's not the way it has to be my way. It has to be His way. Be a resource. You may be able to show them a book, place in the Bible. Where help them if they need some counseling. There's just a different direction, a different way of looking at things. To respect them, even in maybe trials, maybe give them a little bit of hope. Sometimes, kids do fall out of their parents, grace, if you will, and they can come to you for support and respect. It's something for our faith too, to help them deepen it, strengthen it, and improve it. And it's this year as we go toward confirmation, could it be something to maybe suggest, insist, if you will, that how about going to Mass this year? We used to, you have to have evidence that you went to Mass every week. We don't do that anymore, but could you perhaps, if we understood what the Mass is, and this COVID and all this stuff, there's a lot of people aren't coming, a lot of this age aren't coming. And just kind of, can we have a little breakthrough is it time? Is it time to maybe make that more serious commitment? I'm one of those weird ones. I've always gone to Mass. And it's just, that's a great source of grace for everything we do in life. That's the greatest thing we can do. So, anyway, this is a very helpful. It's a great resource. We don't have to go through it here, but a short review of the sacraments and confirmation. We've just done that. So some hints for being a sponsor. Just by you being human, being Catholic, you can be a great source for them. That would be very helpful to them. And and it's also true. Number 2 on page 5. It's this year we're not that far away from confirmation, but to do some social things with them. Take them out to dinner. And it's just, it's a great opportunity, something like dinner, where you can really sit down and just talk about your journey of faith and what you have learned about life and, what you would, you don't have to suggest, but it's still, you're out there, you're a witness. And to have some social things, and maybe after they get confirmed, have some more sessions with them. That'd be a great opportunity to do something like that. Just keep in touch. Sometimes they may bring up things by getting together. They may bring up things you would never have suspected, and then that's be something they can bounce something off of you that they have nobody else to turn to, and it can be very helpful. Do a service opportunity together. That's a great thing. That's the things to make sure they're doing things. Gifts for confirmation. Woo. That's something that, like you remember their birthday or something. Remember the day of their confirmation. Boy, that would be a stretch if I could remember the day of my confirmation. Whoa. Remember the year. I actually have a picture of my first communion, so I know when that was, but confirmation, that was 60 years ago. Getting old. I don't know if they've Have you talked to them about who their confirmation saint is? Or who are they thinking of? That'd be might be an interesting discussion. You know, why would you choose that person? And what do you know about that saint? You know, how's that saint? I mean, hopefully it's not a saint from outer space, but it's one that you've heard of. And then you can kind of share how that saint has affected you in your life. Or one that you've never heard of. Maybe they can fill you in a little why they're picking it, you know. All the ones we mentioned up here are pretty famous ones, so it shouldn't be too hard, but some people do pick some pretty unusual ones. Any comments, questions? We have a few minutes yet. April. When is it?
If they go to St. James, it's April 22nd, and if it's St. Elizabeth Ann, it's April 29th.
April 22nd for St. James, April 29th for Elizabeth Ann. Well, in a few moments, we'll be going for having a break. And there's cookies and coffee, and there's actually donuts in there, the Parish Center, having a little time together. Well, let's wait till we get permission from higher powers to go there. Let me go see if they're ready. If you'd like to come take a break, please join us in the Parish Center. Thank you.